is that the landing craft actually stopped out in the water, and then the soldiers disembarked out in the water, had to hike through the water to make it to the beach. Now, of course, it's still difficult to see. It's about the right time of day. It's about 7 a.m. for the landings to have actually taken place. But since the landings took place in June, and this video is being done in September, it's a little bit darker right now than it would have been during the actual landing. So you can see we're on the edge of the water. Of course, the edge of the water would be at different places depending upon the tide on that particular day. You can see the clouds in the sky. It stormed yesterday, but it's a clear day today, which would have coincided with the way the events played out. It actually did storm the day before D-Day, and so they had to postpone it one day. So the water would have been about what it is now, kind of choppy. By no means are the waves here anything similar to California or Florida. They're actually very gentle waves, but it would still be difficult to try to be wading through this. Now, there are stories that some of the landing craft got stuck on sandbars further out than the soldiers could wade, and so some of them actually had to swim to get to a point to where they were able to stand and then wade out of the water. So, I'm going to pan around here. And as you can see, it begins to get significantly darker to the west. And we can begin to see the beaches getting lit up. Now, right about where those lights are, underneath that main cluster of lights, is the actual landing area. Look a little bit further, and we see a series of lights that is a beach wall up there, so several meters higher than the actual beach. What you can't tell yet, because the sun hasn't risen enough, is that there are actually two sandbars between where the landing memorial of Beach Memorial is and where I'm standing on the edge. And I had to find a way to sort of navigate through those tidal pools on those two sandbars. The water wasn't that deep, maybe as much as 9 inches at the deepest point. But that would have been an obstacle that would have had to have been navigated by the soldiers coming to shore. And, of course, they would have had no idea what they were coming into. They would have simply been dumped on the beach and told to charge forward. And, obviously, they were being met by enemy fire, both indirect fire, such as incoming mortars or cannon shells, as well as direct fire from enemy machine guns. So the tide is apparently coming in, because in just the last few minutes, the water has moved in dramatically, multiple feet, multiple meters. So I'm actually now getting waves of water on my feet where I was not a few moments ago. So the tide can change fairly dramatically, fairly quickly. The actual goal when I came out here was to run the distance from the edge of the water, the beach here, to the memorial. But it's hard to see on the video. It's actually a very, very long way. I might say that from the point where I initially got out onto the surf to the memorial could be as much as half a kilometer, so 500 meters or so. So we'll time it and we'll just see how long it takes to trot that distance. But no matter what time I make it in, it would be nothing compared to what they would have to go through having to avoid fire, seek cover.